can't stop, I won't stop, I'm hooked on loving you, loving you. I can't stop, I won't stop, I'm hooked on loving you, loving you. Loving you, loving you. You better check me in, you better make it fast. Just give me one more kiss on my way to rehab. It's worse than craving the smoke, the whiskey on my breath. It's worse than walking around all day with a song stuck in my head. I can't stop, I won't stop, I'm hooked on loving you, loving you. I can't stop, I won't stop, I'm hooked on loving you, loving you. Loving you, loving you.
Check out our artist spotlight of the week, radio.org. And check out our artist spotlight of the week, Love and Rescue. Guys, please go blow them away. Check them out on Facebook and on Twitter. You can find them on our website. Read their bio. And let's light these guys up. Coming to you live from Greenville, South Carolina. Derek Dentino and Ryan Irvin joining us live. How are you guys? You can find them on our website. Read their bio. And let's light these guys up. Coming to you live from Greenville, South Carolina. Derek Dentino and Ryan Irvin joining us live. How are you guys?
Doing great, Jim. How about you?
Oh, man, we're excited. I tell you what, we had a lot of great response to the show when we actually officially debuted. Here, by the way, I'm just asking.
That was awesome. I mean, we really appreciate all the support and all the people that went out and retweeted and liked and everything. We really saw a lot of support as well as far as social media wise. So I'm glad that it went well on the station and everybody's enjoying what they're hearing.
Ryan, let me start with you. Tell us a little bit how did the band come together? I know you, and I'm going to get into this. You got 5 different members, and you all bring your own influences. Well, I'll get to that. But how did the band? What fruition? How did it work out?
Well, like you said, my name's Ryan Irvin, and I really started the band back about 3 years ago or so, and we really weren't doing too much. And back then we were a 3 or 4 piece band. We were just kind of getting into the scene. I really grew up with country music and really wanted to create this band that centered around Korean country music, and just had a few of my buddies playing with me. And it's really evolved over the last 3 or 4 years and really got to where just about in 2016, in August 2016, right?
Yeah.
The 5 of us guys really just clicked on another level from what we had in the past. And like you said, we brought all of our different influences to the band, and really just it took off from there. It really started growing more and more each year, and we did a lot from there. It really started growing more and more each year, and we did a lot at the end of 2016 and in 2017, and we just keep growing from there on out.
Let me ask you, Derek. By the way, I want to let everybody know that Derek is the rhythm guitarist and Ryan is the vocalist, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay, so with you, Derek, what influence about how everybody brings in that? What influence did you bring into it?
Well, it's kind of funny because when I met Ryan about 3 months before I even knew Love and Rescue existed, and he asked me to just help out for like a couple shows, and then from there I actually joined. And so he's like, it's like a Southern rock country. I just kind of played it off, and he was like, you listen to country? I said, no, honestly, not really. I said, I kind of despise country music, and he was like, really? I said, yeah. I said, I've never really played it, but I'm a musician, so I'm really open to playing anything. And, I enjoy playing and having fun, especially with friends. So I actually, I grew up on like contemporary Christian stuff. Aside from that, I was actually what they used to call emo kid. So I was definitely a metal, hardcore,
okay,
just screamo stuff. But I had a desire to play. I enjoyed listening to it. I didn't want to play it, but I wanted to play something that was challenging. And so when I started playing with Ryan, and the bands, I listened to country music and kind of got, I guess, a little egotistical about it. Like, oh, it's easy. That sounds simple.
You got your classic 3 chords, as they say, right? So
Right. And so you start playing it, and you're like, oh, 3 chords, 4 standpoint, and you're like, okay, I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. I I thought I had this down. There's so many stabs. There's so many pauses. The structure's weird. And I adjusted pretty quick. But and now, of course, I listen to all kinds of different music, but I really actually enjoy a lot of different types of country and different country artists. More so new school than old school. I do appreciate some of the older stuff. But my influence was specifically the rockier side of it. So I kind of wanted to add that little bit of spice to what they already had. I think it's mixed so well. It's a lot of the heavy rhythm parts you hear in the songs are just stuff that I grew up playing off of snippets of other songs, just more rock stuff. So that's kind of where I stood with it, really.
Well, Ryan, Derek just mentioned something about, you had said something about Southern rock. Here's one of the things, and I've been saying this, we do our country show every Sunday. I've always said that country music nowadays is more, grew up in the 70s, is a Southern rock. So, kind of elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I grew up listening to the Eagles and Leonard Skinner, and that's where I really constituted Southern rock. But the music scene now for country music is very similar to that. And, I really enjoy that sound. I enjoy the more rock aspect of it. And like Derek said, I grew up on the old school country as well, so I definitely respect that. But we really focus a lot of our sound around the new school country. But even elaborating on that a little bit more, I really think that the country music genre as a whole nowadays has just really progressed to what I like to call the melting pot of genres. It really takes a lot of different aspects from the different genres that are out there, R&B, rock, pop. It really takes a lot of different stuff and puts it in this one category of country music, and it's been really successful and really great. And it's something that everybody can listen to. Everybody can find their own little thing that they like about it. And that's what we're trying to do, especially with the 5 different guys in the band, all bringing their different influences in, all bringing their backgrounds and their different likes of music and putting it together to make this sound that people really enjoy and really like.
You mentioned that about the different genres, like the pops and the rock and all that. What is your take? And here's, because I'm going back to the Tim McGraw, and I can't even remember who it was. You're hearing even rap in country music anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sam Hunt, I think, did some of the first big stuff that I can consider bringing the rap into it, and really just even fast singing or speaking in the genre. And I think that it's cool in some aspects of it. Some of it's not really my favorite, but I think it's cool that country music is accepting a lot of different aspects of other genres and opening doors to people that may not have listened to country in the past, and that just grabs their attention and actually gets them listening to some of the artists. So I know a big new one that's on the radio now is the Carrie Underwood song with Ludacris. Back to back is really crazy, but everybody that's out there that was a Ludacris fan or a rap fan, they're going to see that and say, okay, well, let me go listen to it. It's got Ludacris on it. I like Ludacris. And that opens the door for Carrie to get some of her music out there, and they can maybe go listen to Carrie and start actually liking some of their music. So I think that country music as a whole did great at accepting other pieces of genres and bringing more people in to listen to the music and more caring about good music rather than the separation of the genres.
I grew up, and here again, I grew up with it. Literally, like your Charlie Pride and your literally. Now he was dead before when I started listening, but my mom was a big fan of Hank Williams Sr., not Jr. So I kind of get the old school, and believe me, I like the newer stuff versus the older stuff. But there's sometimes I get reminiscent. But I got to tell you something, and this is going to go towards you, Derek. Last week we spotlighted UK, and she's a country singer from the UK, and she was talking about how, up until just really recently, country music wasn't accepted in the UK. It was like, if you want to listen to country, go over to the US. Well, how do you think your sound is going to reverberate throughout the world? Because we know, with internet radio stations like our own, it's not just here in the States anymore. It's literally worldwide.
Right. I think, to be honest, it's kind of difficult to answer in a way, just because like I said, I'm just kind of jumping into everything on the country wagon. But I don't know, so I obviously we have a good country sound. I definitely think Ryan's voice is honestly, it's perfect in my
Yes.
opinion for
And
country.
I concur.
Especially like in today's type of country. But because we have that kind of edgier country rock sound, I think it'll probably relate a lot more to, and then, you know, even like my mom loves country. I grew up with her listening to country. I mean, she loves our stuff and she's very, very, very particular about her country. And so I think worldwide, I mean, because of our sound being a mixture of stuff, and hopefully we're going to kind of expand on that a little bit more as we continue to write and put stuff out. And honestly, we're going to kind of expand on that a little bit more as we continue to write and put stuff out. And honestly, just experiment. I think it'll reach a wide variety of ages, just with tone and sound overall, as far as lyrics and everybody's different influence being brought into the band.
Ryan, that brings me back to you about, you know, trying to bring it into a little bit of everybody. How do you guys, first of all, I know you guys work full-time jobs just like we do. So, you know, I appreciate, you know, first of all, how do you find the time to do it? And secondly, when you do, how do you gravitate toward the particular demographic or audience that you're singing?
Well, as you said, we all do work full-time jobs, and we also do have a lot of things that we do outside of our jobs already. But really the main thing with Love and Rescue, and really with any band or aspiration trying to do with music, is we really have to have dedication and put that first and really set forth a time of the week, get together, and we, no matter if it's rain, shine, snow, whatever, we just get together, we sit down and we work stuff out, whether it be some new songs to play at shows, whether it be writing new songs, really whatever it may be, we have to make that time to do that. And really that's what makes it so great. And what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I was just listening to you. So I already forgot. By the way, you got Joey Sanchez, right? And John Emery and Gabe Swilling. Is that how to pronounce that, right? Other part of it. Right. Yeah. So I didn't want to forget them because I couldn't.
We can go through them a little bit. Gabe Swilling, he's the lead guitarist of the band, and some of his influences that he brings in is a lot of John Mayer and Keith Urban and stuff like that. Jonathan Emery, he's our drummer, and he really is big in jam band. So his absolute favorite band is Dave Matthews Band. Is big in jam band. So his absolute favorite band is Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, I love Dave Matthews.
Oh yeah, and he brings a lot of that into the country music genre. He does a lot of spills and stabs and stuff that he brings into that. So we really enjoy doing that. As you can tell at the end of our song, Jack, he plays the bass. And what would you say, Derek?
So little fact, Joey and I are actually stepbrothers. We grew up together.
Okay, cool.
So we grew up listening to a lot of the same stuff. Now he has a little bit of difference in the stuff that he likes. There's some stuff that he listens to that I'm just not a huge fan of, and other stuff that we listen to together and love. He has a big metal, hardcore, a lot of different rap stuff too, but he was never really shut off to country. So, he really would listen to anything, but those were his two biggest ones, was like rap, R&B, and screamo stuff. But him and I kind of brought in the same thing, with him being, the bass player that has a little twist. He likes the stuff that stands out. So when he really started country digging into country, country has a lot of low end bass runs. He was like, all right, I can actually get into this. This is something to learn off of. And so he brings in a little bit the same, but we've been, not going to say too much, but we've been kind of dabbling in possibly little rap covers here and there, because he's actually a pretty good rapper, as well. And he's good on like backup vocals and stuff too. So we're going to let him, have a little fun here in the future. So that's kind of what he brings in. That way we can all think alike, but also try to think differently, so we can all bring in different options. Cause in writing, it's very difficult when you all are thinking and wanting the same thing, and you kind of almost start writing the same sound over and over again. So that's why I think it's really cool that we all have such drastic taste in music. Now we all do like a lot of the same stuff, but like some of the guys don't hardly listen. Like mainly Jonathan and Gabe don't really listen to screamo that much. They appreciate it musically, but yeah. So there's a couple little facts.
All right, Ryan, let me ask you, and I'm not putting you pressure on, but I'm assuming you're, since you started the band, you're kind of, if somebody had to say who's the leader of the band, it may be Ryan. Is that correct?
Pretty much. I'm the one that started it.
Well, here's where I go with that, because You know, you do have you Derek and Joey and Jonathan and Gabe. Is there ever become a time where you all together and believe me, I understand and I appreciate all the influences you all bring, but sometimes, just like in any other business, a decision has to be made. Do we like this? Do we not? Do you find that difficult when you have to do that?
Absolutely. I mean, the five of us, we're five guys, so we all have very strong opinions,
yes.
And we do clash in a lot of different areas, but at the end of the day, we're all friends regardless, and at the end of the day, it's a business decision. At the end of the day, it's a business decision. It is what's going to be best for us going forward. And as long as we keep that mindset and a lot of different stuff, we usually come to the best terms, but not everybody likes it typically.
Yeah, we have a group text. So like if Ryan gets an email or something like that for someone who wants to book a show, link or the email or the text, I copy and paste, and we'll all look at it and give them our feedback of, yes, we can do that date. No, we can't. What can we do? That kind of stuff. And there's stuff that he'll send, like he sent one the other day for a show. We were all like, yes, absolutely. And we had it figured out in probably 5 minutes. And we were like, all right, to book it, we're good to go. There's been other ones where all right, to book it, we're good to go. There's been other ones where like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. You can find somebody else. You can do it. I'm just not going to do it. And it's not necessarily like coming from anger. It's just kind of like,
it just
you already know. Like why are you even asking? And usually we figure it out, and especially if it's like two people, we're like, all right, you know what? If everybody else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get over it, and we do it, and we end up loving it. So we have our moments, but typically, like Ryan said, it works out in the end, and we end up enjoying ourselves.
Now, I don't know if you have or have not, but I've been, thank God, been interviewing people now for 9 years and just having a chat. That's why I told you guys. I always ask this because our tagline is we're dedicated to our military, first responders, and indie artists. Now, with that being said, it's concentrate on the indie artist part of that. And I always ask this question, and it's I want your honest answer. If somebody with a label like a Sony or somebody like that, we're going to give you $1 million, you guys are going to be somebody like that. We're going to give you $1 million, you guys are going to be up there with Carrie Underwood on the stage at the next CMT, but we're going to tell you what to wear, what to sing, when to do it, and when you can do it. Or you have total control of what you want, but you have to bust your hump day in and day out on social media to make it happen. Which would you choose?
Personally, to the first one, I would say no in a heartbeat. Money sounds good, playing with Carrie Underwood, CMT awards, all that stuff sounds great. It's a dream, but at the same time, for me, it's kind of like selling your soul to the devil in a way, because depending on who you go with in the industry, you can either sell your soul to the devil, or they allow you to have that creative freedom, and basically be your own boss until you can grow yourself to a certain point. My opinion, and what I prefer is the second option would just be, working our butts off day in and day out on social media and pushing shows and everything else, because if we did that, we were signed with the label and we made it to a certain point, like stars like Carrie Underwood, Keith Urban, stuff like that, which I don't know why I said Keith Urban, because I don't know if we ever going to get there. He's kind of a legend, but,
we going.
Well, I'm glad Ryan's confident in us. But my thing is, if we made it to that point, I think we would have more to show for ourselves.
Sure.
Because we did work so hard versus you see a lot of, and not to take anything away from anybody, but you do see a lot of artists out there who have had things just kind of handed to them, and they record their very first single ever being in the studio, and it's #1 hit immediately. And then you find out later for 3 years that they got into a lawsuit battle, and they got all this money given to them, and then turn around and say, all right, well, we need that $1 million plus another 2.5 million in interest, and we need that in 6 months. Okay, well, I'm not booking shows or touring. Okay, well, that's not our problem. I don't want to run into that. Not to say that would happen, but there's just too many horror stories. So I'd rather work hard and lose sleep and not see my wife and come out better in the end than go the other route.
And I'm kind of the same way, but really just more focusing on what you said at the end there. Really just, I want to make sure that we put in our dues and we make sure that we know what we're doing and we work hard for what we're doing, rather than something that definitely grew up that being instilled into me. Always work hard for what you're doing. And I think that's really the route we would want to go. I mean, business wise, a label that could support you would be great, but there is a lot of stipulations that go along with it. And if you found a label that would be willing to work with you, that might be great, but it's worth it. And if you found a label that would be willing to work with you, that might be great. But it's a big business decision to do that and sign up for that and do everything that they absolutely want you to do. But I would much more prefer to work hard for it and do it all ourselves and even subcontract some of it out and work hard with do that. I mean, you can do it yourself. It's not label driven like it used to be anymore. It's more anybody can do it. And that's why indie artists are getting very popular. I mean, look at Chance the Rapper. I mean, he just drops the CD on SoundCloud and becomes a crazy sensation. He didn't have a label. He didn't have anything really.
You guys, and it's, social media is open the world literally to the world, if you will. I mean, I know it's a kind of a crazy thing to say because a double adjective there, but, it really has. Social media has literally opened the world to the world.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
All right, guys. How can they go out? How can our listeners go out and buy? All right, guys. How can they go out? How can our listeners go out and buy your stuff, find you, follow you, go to your next concert? How can they do that?
They can pretty much grab our stuff wherever music's sold, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, pretty much anywhere. Make sure to remember the ampersand sign in between Love and Rescue. But if you want to go check us out on social media, most everything that we have is Love and Rescue Band, all typed out, no ampersand there. So if you want to go to facebook.com/Love and Rescue Band. Our Twitter is @LoveAndRescueSC. Our Instagram is @Love and Rescue Band. And, also our Reverb Nation is reverbnation.com/Love and Rescue Band.
Derek, Ryan, thank you so much for allowing us to hang out with you, more importantly. And by the way, we love spotlighting you. People are, like I said, blowing us up on this end. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
And by the way, congratulations on your EP released back in June, There and Back. Doing well, I take it.
Yes. Thank you.
And by the way, this is, to all of our listeners out there, their first single was Addiction, which you guys released from that. Guys, go out and blow Love and Rescue away.